So, let me use rocket as an example. What's rocket? Sorry, rocket. What's that mean? What's rocket? Rocket. No idea. 高家燕, what's rocket? Louder. Yes. Okay. Okay, when rocket is launched, what happened? It's quite interesting. For the first 10 seconds, it's still at the launch pad there, okay? The first few seconds. But, after first 10 seconds, when it accelerates, the speed goes up, right? For a few seconds, okay? And then, after 1 minute, it's gone. You cannot see it, okay? So you see what happened. At the first few seconds, the power is the same, right? The power is the same. But what happens is that for the first few seconds, it moves just a little bit, right? And then 10 more seconds, it moves much more. And then after 30 seconds, it's almost gone. So what happened? So you see, the marginal product. So the point I'm talking about is that the rocket, the forces is the same, right? The force is the same. But the first few seconds, it moved just a little bit. And then a few more seconds, much more. And then a few more minutes, it's all gone. So what does that mean? This is the amount of labor. And we talk about moving, because rocket, we are moving how high it is, right? Okay? So we can see, it's kind of interesting. So first of all, it's moved just a little bit, right? And then a little bit more, and then very high. And I'm not a physicist. I'm not a person study or specializing in physics. But the rocket has a limit, right, Mr. John? Rocket has a limit. I'm not sure about the speed. But anyway, it's something like this. So this is the total Bragg line. Okay? And as I say, if you look at a slope, what you see? You see marginal product. Okay, you look at the slope, you see marginal product. And if you want to know average product, okay, this part divided by this part. So this is Q and this is L, right? So this part divided by this part, it is called average product. Okay, what is that? That's tangent. This side divided by this side, that is what? Tangent. Okay, that's tangent. Okay, and we want to turn this chart into a different chart. So we are going to look at MP and AP. Okay? Okay, so we can imagine this. So we are going to draw marginal product, okay? A marginal product curve. So first of all, it's going to increase, and then to a point that is the maximum, and then it goes down. And what about MP? MP looks like this. So here is MP, here it is AP. Okay? So generally, but not in this textbook, we talk about stages of production. Okay? Stages of production. Stages of production. Okay? So, the first stage of production is here. So this is production stage 1, and here it is production stage 2, and here is production stage 3. And a rational producer will produce at the second stage. Okay, a rational producer will produce at second stage. So why not the first stage, or why not the third stage? If it is not the third stage, it's easy to understand. What happened? Because at this point, okay, what happened? The marginal product is 0, right? Because you have to pay for labor, you have to pay for factors production. But what you get is nothing. It doesn't make sense. You pay positive of it, you get nothing out of it. So it is kind of easy to understand the production level is never at the third stage. Okay? But what about the first stage? It is a little bit difficult to elaborate. And generally it takes a little bit more, mathematics to deal with it. But you can tell at this point, okay, at this point, the marginal product is still going up, right? And average product is also going up. So what does that mean? That means you can get more out of your production, right? You can get more out of your inputs. So if you can get more out of your input, you don't stop, right? So we continue to move on. So the reasonable, the feasible production is in the second stage. And here I'm going to talk about the relationship between MP and AP, okay? So when MP goes up, okay, AP goes up. If MP goes down, AP goes down. So what does that mean? MP and AP intersects at max of AP. So this point, okay, this point is the maximum of average product. When marginal product goes up, okay, when marginal product goes up, average product goes up. When marginal product goes down, average product goes down. So because of that, MP and AP intersects at the maximum of AP. Okay? So if you look at this, even though that is a very simple diagram, but there's a lot of relationships going on there. Okay? Let's move on. Here we talk about misunderstanding of this, but I don't think you're going to get confused. Okay? But there's one term I want to tell you. Okay, marginal rate of technical substitution. Remember we say the slope of indifference curve, right? The slope of indifference curve is called marginal rate of substitution. And the slope of the isoquant, okay, isoquant is called marginal rate of technical substitution. It is MRTS, okay, marginal rate of technical substitution. Basically, the idea is the same. Okay, if you want to use one more unit of labor, how much more capital you're gonna sacrifice. Okay, so basically that's the same thing. Okay, so here it discussed there are some similar ideas for consumers and producers. So for consumers, we have perfect substitute, right? Remember, we have blue pen and black pen, okay? So that would be perfect substitute. And perfect complements, that would be the same thing. Like, let us say you have camera and film, right? Camera and film. And here you will have something like that. Okay? And if it is perfect substitute, okay, if it is perfect substitute, this is not budget line, okay, this is not iso cost. This is the isoquant, okay, when the two factors, okay, maple and oak, these are the same thing. So anyway, Huang Jianxun here. Okay, what's maple? And what is oak? Okay, the hint, maple, related to Canada. Right, and you have maple syrup. What's maple syrup? A very nice thing to have, maple syrup. Canada, have you been to Canada? But probably you have that before. Maple syrup. 林玉祥, maple syrup, what's that? Syrup. 枫糖 very nice. Anyway. Sometimes you have cashew, right? Cashew can be roasted with honey, but if it is with maple syrup, that's excellent. Then your stomach will grow. Okay, so this on the left-hand side, that is perfect substitute, just like blue pen, red, black pen, and here is like red hand glove, right hand glove. Okay, perfect complement. Okay, I'm not sure why it moves so quickly to this returns of scale. Okay, and then you have constant returns to scale, increasing returns to scale, and decreasing returns to scale. Well, you know what? We don't have much time on this. We have 2 minutes. So, for return to scale, you have to use factors in certain proportion. Okay, return to scale, you have to use factors production in the same proportion. So for example, you put 2 units of labor, 2 units of capital, or 3 units, 3 units of both. It means you have to together L and K the same proportion. Okay, 1, 2, 3 times, and then you figure that out. You know, what is the relationship between the amount of resources you put into and the amount of production you get. So it's a little bit complicated. We will leave it to the next week. Okay, see you next week.